but shock, absolute shock.
Preteen tragedy for the second time in just over a month. The local school that is dealing with the student's suicide. In both cases, the victims just 11 years old.
I'm hiding. I don't know what he's going to do.
A frightening 911 call. Family members ducked for cover after local police say a man opened fire on his own stepson.
And questions raised about water. Why what's being considered now could raise or lower your water bills in the near future.
From WTVG Toledo, this is 13 ABC Action News with Diane Larson and Lee Conklin.
And we start with tragedy involving a very young student. An 11-year-old girl from a local elementary school has killed herself.
Second suicide involving a child from Whittier Elementary in the last month and a half. Parents found the girl's body yesterday. That after an 11-year-old boy took his own life over the summer. 13 ABC's Christian Brown tracked down the principal to find out what's really going on here. Christian?
Well, a dancer, an honor roll student, a person who lit up the room. That's how people at Whittier Elementary describe Deja McClain. Another shocking blow to the Whittier learning community. 11-year-old Deja McClain died yesterday as a result of asphyxia due to hanging.
There were a lot of tears yesterday, a lot of tears. Some students that I would have never guessed shedding tears, that they're brokenhearted.
Yesterday, Whittier principal Eric Remley went class to class to break the news to students. Deja was loved by many, and the #1 question is why.
There's a lot of questions and a lot of concerns and a lot of sorrow. We have a lot of teachers that are very brokenhearted, not sure what is going on with some of these kids.
This is the second suicide at Whittier Elementary. Last month, Taquaris McDonald committed suicide. Some wonder if the choking challenge is to blame for these sudden deaths. The goal is to cut off oxygen to feel euphoric, and the challenge is making the rounds on social media. Right now, no one has confirmed that this is the case. But until we know, experts say parents need to talk to their children. Danielle's sister Reno Haidu is a ProMedica teen prep coordinator and a board member of the Lucas County Suicide Prevention Coalition.
Get educated, get every tidbit of information they can find and soak it all up and not be afraid to have that conversation so that if their child does say, yeah, I've heard about it, or, you know, yeah, I know somebody who's done it, well, now what are the next steps? We have to get educated as a community. We have to come together, we have to educate each other, and just learn as much as we can.
Toledo Public Schools will be having parent meetings working with outside agencies to bring more awareness to suicide prevention. But in the meantime, counselors are here to help students grieve as long as they're needed.
She had friends here. She absolutely did. She was well liked, honor student. You know, it's a tragedy.
And we are still awaiting the results of the autopsy. Again, no official word that Deja was playing that choking game, but there is some speculation.
Oh, Christian, this is so heartbreaking, so sad. What about parents here and everybody out there is wondering, you know, how did this happen? Are there warning signs that parents can watch out for?
Well, experts say there are a few warning signs. One of those warning signs is marks on the neck. Sudden bad headaches, maybe they're complaining about that, or bloodshot eyes can be the effects of this choking game. Items to help play that game you could also watch out for: ropes, belts, leashes, or items like that. But again, you know, we don't necessarily know if this was the effect of the choking game, but there is speculation in the community, and parents need to be aware.
All right, Christian, thank you.
Well, a story of family violence, and it turned deadly in Oregon, where police say a stepfather shot and killed his stepson. This happened last night on Oak Tree Drive. Police say 60-year-old Gary Auxier shot and killed his 30-year-old stepson, Brian Carter. Investigators claim Auxier had been drinking, then argued with Carter before shooting him. Another son hid inside after the shooting and called 911.
Okay, does he still have the gun?
I probably, I don't know, I'm hiding. I don't know what he's going to do.
Okay. But you can't see where he's at right now?
He's probably in the house somewhere in the living room.
No one else was wounded. Carter's mother, Allison, was home at the time of the shooting. Auxier was arraigned in Oregon Municipal Court this morning, bond set at $1 million. We now know the identity of the woman whose body was found last Friday near the Express Motel in Northwood. She is 37-year-old Deanna Marie Martinez Hagab. She was from Toledo. She was reported missing earlier last Friday by her husband. No word on the cause of death. Police are still investigating. And breaking news just into our newsroom, an escaped Lucas County Sheriff's Office inmate is back in custody at this hour. 13 ABC broke the news when Larry Cheers escaped while being treated at St. V's last week. Deputies were watching him after he complained of being sick. Cheers was originally charged with drug trafficking and possession. 13 ABC has learned U.S. Marshals caught him in Toledo earlier today.
Well, does a regional water system really make sense for the city of Toledo and the suburbs? The big question that very soon will need an answer.
Several studies have now been released touting the advantages of a regional system. I-Team reporter Sean Haggerty talked with Sylvania's mayor about the issue today. All new at 6. Sean, where does the idea stand now?
Well, tomorrow, Sylvania Mayor Craig Stow will be presenting these study findings to the Sylvania Area Community Improvement Corporation. Sylvania is ready to act now, and now the city of Toledo will need to make a decision to get a better idea of what this whole plan will look like. Mayor Stow says the studies give several options. All of them start with Sylvania putting together a second water intake from the lake for the region. This would be located in southeast Michigan. Now the complicated part, does the city of Toledo want to tie the Collins Park water treatment plant into that system for a regional system? Sylvania currently gets its water from Toledo, as do several suburbs. But if Sylvania has to do water on its own, some suburbs could join it or find their own systems, and that could drive bills really high for not only Toledo customers, but the suburbs as well. Sylvania estimates with a new standalone plan, its rate would stabilize by about 2034. So Mayor Stow says regional water makes sense financially and for safety.
You have to have separate intakes from the lake to avoid this contamination problem that we had a couple of years ago. Right. Redundancy is the main thing, safety is redundancy, and then price is the other. And both talk the most common sense to have a common regional bulk water system there where if one part fails, you can turn on the other part, but take advantage of the big capacity that's already been built in the system.
Now, the time frame on all this, well, the contracts for several suburbs with Toledo expire in the 2020-2030 range, so leaders in those communities need to make some decisions now to plan for the future. As for Toledo's take on this, 13 ABC's Amy Montgomery has been talking to Toledo leaders today to get their take, and we'll have that part of the story tonight on Action News at 11. Lee and Diane?
All right, Sean, thanks very much. Well, beautiful weather out there today and probably good sleeping weather tonight.
Yeah, it's been a really nice run, but things may be changing. We probably could use some rain. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Jay Burschbach standing by in the First Warning Forecast Center. Jay?
And that change does come in late tonight into early tomorrow, but this evening, wonderful. No rain on live Doppler 13,000 HD, so go with those evening plans. Temperatures still near 80. Now tonight, the rain doesn't move in until after 4 a.m., but you may hear some extra rumbling in the sky through 11. We'll let you know what that's all about. Wednesday does include some rainfall for parts of the day, and same for the weekend. Tomorrow and the weekend, both not complete washouts. We'll time the rainfall for you and update that 7-day when I come back.
New technology was tested out on the Ohio Turnpike today. The goal is to decrease spending and increase safety. Drones may eventually be used to inspect bridges. The Sandusky River Bridge outside Fremont was the site of the testing today. The drone was specifically designed to get into areas that are tough for workers to reach. The use of drones could make bridge inspections safer, save time, and cut down on traffic tie-ups.
If we were doing a traditional inspection right now on a bridge like this, we'd use what's called a snooper truck, which would be parked on the side of the road. We'd have to put up orange barrels for motorists, and the personnel would be dangling over the side of the bridge in a harness trying to do this inspection. Instead, that person can still do the inspection, but feeding off of the data coming from the drone from a safe location.
ODOT inspects about 14,000 bridges every year. ODOT and the Turnpike Commission are two of the partners on the project. The inspection drones could be in the air sometime next year. And here's an alert for drivers. An illegal skimmer used to steal credit card information was found at a gas station in Bellevue during a statewide sweep over the Labor Day weekend. Bellevue is in eastern Sandusky County. Authorities tell the Port Clinton News-Herald that they're a little surprised by the discovery, saying identity thieves usually like to target more highly populated areas. They didn't specify which gas station it was, only that it was in Bellevue and has since been removed.
And we have done some digging for you to help protect yourself. Thieves placing those skimmers inside of gas pump credit card readers. You can't see them. and those crooks are going high-tech to make it harder for them to be caught. Those skimmers now use Bluetooth technology, if you will. Those devices collect credit card info, and the wireless technology allows the thieves to download the info remotely. Authorities say it can be done on a laptop or mobile device within about 200 yards of the location where the criminals have their skimmers set up. Now, what can you do here to protect yourself? Even though it's not as convenient, security experts say go old school if you can and pay for gas with cold, hard cash. Meantime, Lucas County Auditor's Office holding a skimmer summit today, talking about what's being done to protect you from those skimmer thieves. Latest technology was discussed, and there's some good news to report here. That recent statewide crackdown found no skimmers at Lucas County gas stations where they checked.
Well, you know the old saying about neither rain nor snow nor heat, you know, the Postal Service creed. What about trees, though? More on what slowed down delivery today in one Toledo neighborhood.
And even if you don't fish, you probably still love to eat them. Nothing like Lake Erie yellow perch here. We'll explain why a lack of green is actually good news for the fish known as Lake Erie gold. We're back in just a minute.
Get your weather instant and